Today we're going to be addressing an issue which comes up quite regularly on papermaking forums, and it's how do I make a vat? Do I make it out of wood? Do I make it out of plywood? Do I coat it in fiberglass? If I do that, it's going to be too heavy. I can't take it anywhere. I might break it. Well, today we're going to make unbreakable vats that are very light, very robust, and will last a very long time. I've got a commission to make some for a school. So let's make some vats. It's not so hard. We can have a lot of fun doing it too. I went to town today and bought the materials. And this is my little 500 buck Suzuki. This is the most popular car in India. And you'll see why, because I've bought sheets of aluminium, 1.2 millimeter, and I've crammed them in the back, plus the extrusions. So watch this. Extrusions. One 8-foot by 4-foot sheet of thin aluminium. And another one. It can be made any size you want. This is my middle size one. You've seen this one in action. Lurking here in the corner is my biggest one. This is a monster. I had to make it in 2 halves, so you can unscrew it, divide it in half, and put it back together again when you get to your destination. Welcome to my workshop. It's a bit like a ship's cabin. You can reach the tools in any direction. Nice and snug. The first job is to mark it out. How big is your vat? And the walls, we'll make them 40 centimeters high, and this one's going to be 1.5 meters wide, long. Okay, let's get going. I've changed my mind. I'm going to make a smaller vat, 2 smaller ones instead of 1 big one and 1 small one. Because I don't have enough aluminium, I'll have to go back to town and get some more. So, altered plans. I'm going to score along this bend line here. I'm going to use this tool. It's got a very fine sort of grinder blade. And I'm going to cut it perhaps halfway through, no more than that. Maybe I should have ground it a little bit further. You didn't see the dangerous use of this tool, did you? Don't hold it like this and don't climb up on the table with it still running. They're not called death wheels for nothing. Don't use it sideways like this. A bit flew off and caught me right across the eye here, and I thought, no, I've lost my eye. But when I could still see, I just put masking tape over it and went sailing for the weekend. When I got back on Monday, it was beautifully healed up. Medical centre said, why didn't you come in? It's like, well, it was Saturday, you charged twice as much. So, just be careful with these, please. Right. I've wrestled it up on its edge, and I've cut another piece of board which is the end of the vat. So I'm going to measure it absolutely exactly where I want it. Mark it with an exact line here, and with the set square, get it square. Mark it A and A. It might be slightly different at each end, so I've got to sort of get it in the right place. Here's our two ends, and this is the extrusion that I'm going to be putting around it. Can you see it's square and hollow? So quite light, it's very light, and I'm going to cut it exactly to the length where I've marked A and B. Here's some of the tools you might need. Rivets, a pair of dividers for measuring things, a good grade of silicone, a drill, and a rivet gun. This one's a pneumatic rivet gun, but this one's a hand rivet gun. You're going to be really muscly at the end of using that one. We'll start out by using our dividers to mark out where we want those rivets to go. The next step is to put a bead of silicone along the top, like that. And in go the rivets. There it is. Well, the ends are on, one end, two ends, and this edge we're going to put an extrusion, a right angle extrusion along, because remember we scored it, and that makes that edge a little bit weaker. So this glued in will make that edge super strong, like that. We're ready to put the extrusions around the top of the vat, and this is what makes it really, really strong. So our next size channel is a U shape. I don't know if you can see that, but the square that we've introduced before actually fits inside it. Like the two slot together like that. U-shape first, like that, and then this squeezes up into there. You can see it. sits nice and snug. Now this took a bit of figuring out. You can see, what have I done? I've made some really sort of weird angles. And I'm making sure that everything is beautifully level and flush. And then I'm going to let the glue set and fold this little tab around and rivet it into here, so it makes a really good strong corner. Apart from a few finishing touches, this one's done. Now we get on to making a smaller version. Not so hard, is it? We'll see ya.